Hello everyone, Juggalozen back at it again, Schlub and Numb it. Back with another installment of Schlub Unboxes. This time, I've got the command clicker. I've been waiting for this to come to my doorstep ever since I backed it on Kickstarter, what seems like an eon ago. And let me just say that the music you hear in the background is from SoundDraw, AI generated music. Stick it to YouTube. I'm not sponsored though, but stick it to YouTube. So yes, I had backed this because I thought this was a very neat looking thing. And this was, gosh, it feels like it's been like 2 years since I backed this nifty little contraption. And in that time, you know, I've had a couple of friends of mine invest in 3D printing. And a buddy of mine printed me this Command Zone. I've got D20s here for commander damage. I've got my life counter, I've got my commander casting spots here, and then I've got, this was personalized for me, holding my +1s, -1s, and then the unsanctioned 6-sided dice that I have in my collection. These not fitting there really sticks in the craw of my buddy who made this for me. But here's probably one of my favorite pairings of commanders here. The two cards fit, but not barely so much as you can see who they are. Now, this is a beautiful solution, and it's better than the previous Command Zone that I had, that I got off of Etsy some time ago. And I enjoy using this. But well before this came into my life, I saw this on Kickstarter as an elegant portable solution to this kind of Command Zone here, or to what I was using before. Now, there's no space on here for the multitude of 6-sideds that I got, which now that I'm using this, I really like that they're bunched in here and they're not going to spill around everywhere. But this thing, laser cut, beautifully designed, lots of little magnets to hold it together. Oh, if my sound quality sounds a bit different, I finally got myself a lavalier mic, but that's neither here nor there. So all of this snaps off. We got these pieces here and differently placed magnets. See here, see if I can remember how this was, because I know the magnets were supposed to line up. I'm trying to remember exactly how. So here's the Command Zone. Am I wrong about that? Because this is, ooh, no, that can't be right. And there goes the music. Let's try this again. Boosh. These are my first impressions here. So then you're separate. You don't click on. So I guess your life counter is separate. So it has this spot for you to put a 6-sided die. Oh my. That's what it's supposed to be for. But that's not for hold on a minute. Oh, I just happen to have these here. These are of a smaller sort. Yeah, that fits. So that's supposed to signify, okay, I got 100 life. I really like that. Ooh. You hear that action? That's nice action. So that would be 175 life, and that would be 75 life. Well, I'm a little sad that it takes a specific size die to use that. And I could have sworn, let's set this up to 40. And I could have sworn that this was supposed to set up like that. I thought this was going to be magnetized there, and it's got 2 magnets here. So then it's supposed to set up like this, and then you have your, oh, I thought I had gotten 20. Okay, so that That 10 count does fit a 20-sided die kind of nice. And then here's the Commander. Ugh. Oof. Does this work for smaller stuff? Is that what's going on here? It doesn't work. I mean, it's for Commander, so you would think things would be sized for stuff provided by WotC. Let's see here. So this is the kind of D20 that you would get for, you know, RPG purposes. Oh wow. Now it's looser than hell. Let's see, do I have... I know I got something that's a resin, if I can find it in my dice. And where is it? You see, like this is a 6-sided that came in the same kit with this. It won't fit in there. Wow. Let's look at the 10-side, since that's supposed to be for poison infect. That does fit nice. That's pretty cool. The casts, those are, it has to be the smaller size dice with that. I guess if you're thinking about portability, then you want smaller dice. Okay, here we go. So then here's the resin one that a buddy of mine gave me that has that's like a little beholder in there. So let's see here. It's not great. It's not great. Let's see. Yeah, it fits. It fits odd. Same here. That's kind of a shame. Like there's stuff in here that's like really neat. Like this sits there, but it might actually be for this kind of dice. But they don't make spin downs this size. Then you have life counter, and then this area of course is supposed to be for your commanders. Or actually, you see how it has the arrows for cast and cast? And I did that because I like, I run partners. So then that'd be right, 1 and 1. And that's how, so that's how this is supposed, ooh, did you see how it rolled that die? Well, it's not doing it now. I'm a little saddened by this. Because I think the 10 cut, yeah, that fits kind of nice actually. But I guess it depends on the face, right? Because there's so many facets. And then if you go to 15, how does that feel? That does not feel good. I waited a long time for this product, and I'm a little disappointed. The quality of it is cool, but like the measurements are not there. And I just love that, you know, it even has this little divot that took me a while to figure out. It's over here too. Let me start my music again. Where on the back you got these magnets. So you put it here to line up, and then it'll fold. And then you have these that click together. And boom, now you've got this wonderfully elegant portable solution for Commander. But sure, this is portable, elegant, neat. And you know, it's gadget porn for guys, but this simply works. And there are measurements that don't seem to work on the command clicker as well as they do for something like this. Now, mind you, in the era of 3D printing, everything is endlessly customizable, so you can measure to your heart's content. But before, I had a buddy that could do that for me. I saw this and squealed. So, you know, I gave it a shot, and I waited a long time for it too. It was nice also to see that the person who was behind the command clicker, he's like, here's a little something to throw in for my backers, and it's a proxy underground C. And he's like, you know, this is made sure, yes, it's generated with, it's AIR generated and whatever, but everywhere here lets you know that it's a proxy. Lasermancer Crafts. So I would hope that, you know, what this person does only gets better from here. And it seems to me like he seems sincere. And this is a beautiful, this is a nice little marvel of engineering, if you ask me. And like I said, the action on this is so nice. It's so nice. But for Commander, it's not quite ready to replace this. If the D20 cuts, like, look at that. Like, that's neat, and that holds because of the two magnets here. It's even got magnets here. What does it have the magnets there for? Is that for the action? Like, what is that? No, this looks like it's stuck on there. Is that to hold it onto something else? Like, I don't understand the purpose for that. And then you have command zone there. And then you got your action. That hits this edge a little bit. Forgive me if I'm a little off camera. I'm looking at it off camera, that's why. So I guess this would, there's no other place to put it. I thought for sure it would go like that, but nope. But this is a nice little life counter, and this is neat. I just wish that there was something here. They're beautiful cuts though. These feel really nice. Let's see there. Copyright laser control. Oh, look at that. Oh well. I mean, that's on the back end, right? Didn't mess with my design. So those are my first impressions of the command clicker. It's neat. I don't think it's there. I don't think it's quite there. Need a little bit more time in the oven, a little bit more consideration on the 20s, man, because they offered me space for 420s. I know that one of the options was for 3, but I went with the 4, and they just don't fit. And the D6 is not being like a standard D6. Is even this, which feels a little bit smaller than this. Even this is too big for the cuts that he chose. You have to use like those dice that they sell for Warhammer. So it's just there were some choices made that I think a little bit more thought and it would have made this a really nicer product. But okay, dog. I spent long enough on this. Thank you very much for joining me on this one. If you like my quirky content, like, comment, share, subscribe. Boost the subs numbers. Thank you once again. Stay schlubby, my friends.